Rocket League Ranked is going to die if they do not fix this. Now, you guys saw the title of the video, you saw the thumbnail, and you can probably guess what this is about. I have been playing 1v1s this season. I told you guys, I made a promise that I was going to try to play at least one ranked 1v1 video per week, right? I no longer think that possible. Every single time. The last 6 games of ones that I have played this season have all been bots. That's across 3 separate days. Every single 1v1 game I have played has been against bots. I have played probably 86 1v1 games total this season. I think probably about 20 to 30 of them have been against bots. That's about 60% of my 1v1 games. Now, I cannot overstate how big of a problem this is. And yes, we are watching this replay from the bots perspective, because even though I almost, and keyword almost, won this 1v1 game, I probably should have. I threw 4 goals at the end, as you can see there, but unlucky. This is a huge problem. Now, obviously, bots are nothing new. There was like a bot invasion probably about 2 years ago, maybe was when the first one showed up with Nexto, and people figuring out how to use Nexto in ranked. Well, the bots have only gotten better since then, and I don't even think I'm playing against the best bot. Now, I am playing against some good bots. These guys obviously have some pretty perfect flicks, pretty good recoveries, you know, but I was playing really, really well in this game, and I still lost. But I just had to kind of get on and rant for a little bit, because this is not okay. Now, here's the long term of what I see happening, right? I've already seen websites, I've seen Discord servers, I've seen even YouTube channels and TikToks promoting how people can get these bots. And I don't even think the bots in the game is the root issue. Obviously, I think the root issue is the people that are using the bots and the people that are buying boosted accounts, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But with bots becoming so widespread, it's really not that hard to tell if somebody is a bot or not. And if the reporting system was good, and they had like good kind of, like, okay, these bots use machine learning, right? If Rocket League was able to use machine learning to analyze the replays, you could probably determine which players are and are not using bot-like movements and having bot-like car control and bot-like challenges and things like that. And let me tell you, like, playing against these bots, it doesn't feel natural. Now, this is a replay review, by the way. I was recording these games, but I just reset my Windows 11 this morning, and I forgot to change the audio, so all of the audio from these games didn't work, which is why we're watching a replay. But anyways, that's besides the point. So let's go long term, right? I know this is a rant, it's all over the place, but let's go long term, right? These bots continue to get better and better. Now, when it was just Nexto and they were playing at the level of like a Grand Champ 1 2 years ago, that's annoying, but let's say you have those bots in ranked, they don't get higher than Grand Champ 1. That's fine, that's less marketable. People want to buy a Grand Champ account, but not as much as they want to buy an SSL account, right? So it was annoying probably for the lower ranked players who couldn't beat the bots, but it wasn't the end of the world, right? Bot own goal, by the way. Idiot. But it wasn't the end of the world. It was bad for, you know, diamonds, champs, grand champs, even. And I mean, hell, I probably lost to him once or twice, even though I've been SSL for the last several years. And it was bad, but it wasn't game breaking. Well, then DDoS came around, and DDoSers were able to reliably boost accounts to SSL by making a new account, playing, and basically making it so that the other team literally could not win, right? Because they could just DDoS whenever the other team went for the ball, and then the other team would literally not be able to control their ball, or would not be able to control their car, and so the DDoSers would win the game. They boosted the accounts to SSL. They would even sometimes get SSL tags from tournaments and DDoSing tournaments, and they would sell those accounts, right? I know all of this because I was in game with several DDoSers who were openly just talking about how much money they were making, how they were selling the accounts, how they were DDoSing the tournaments, and how literally they were like 13 to 15 years old, just sitting at home during the summer DDoSing to make a couple bucks, right? And honestly, you know, I can kind of empathize with that. You're a young kid, you want to make some money, you don't know how to. Okay, there's this easy way to make money from sitting in your bedroom and just having people send you money to boost accounts. Okay, sure. I can understand why they would do that. What I don't understand is why the hell people are buying the accounts. Now, I don't want to get too boomer or anything like that, right? But when artificial intelligence started coming out, as somebody who knows a little bit about the field, considering the fact that I am a cybersecurity major in college, well, I graduated with a degree in cybersecurity, analytics, and operations from Penn State University. Now, when artificial intelligence came out, it was somewhat useful, it was somewhat funny, but it wasn't like anything groundbreaking. But people quickly became reliant on it, and people are obviously more and more so becoming reliant on it today. And not to sound like too much of a boomer, but I think it says a lot that people are no longer willing to find information on their own. Whether it's something as simple as asking artificial intelligence advice about, like, I think there's very good uses for artificial intelligence, such as, for example, there's lots of really useful cases where in the medical field, artificial intelligence can now assess symptoms and accurately assess conditions, sometimes even more powerfully and more accurately than a lot of doctors can. And this is a big throw, by the way. So we're just gonna skip to the next replay because I don't want to rewatch that. But there are good uses for artificial intelligence. By the way, different account, not even the same bot account. It's a completely different bot. Well, same bot probably, but different account. But there are good uses for artificial intelligence. I'm not going to deny that. But people, especially as artificial intelligence became very commonly accessible, are getting more and more reliant on it every single day. You have people on Twitter asking Grok if everything is true instead of doing a Google search themselves. You have people asking ChatGPT for life advice. There was an article I saw about a woman, or maybe like a post of a woman like telling ChatGPT that she was pregnant. You know, and like, mind you, this is an artificial intelligence large language model. It might pretend to have real emotions or whatever, but it's not. Anyways, I'm getting on a side tangent, but the whole point being, people are becoming more and more reliant on artificial intelligence. Now, if you are finding yourself using an artificial intelligence bot to achieve a rank in a video game, what is the point, right? Like, first of all, what's the point of buying an account that's boosted when all you're gonna do is either sit on that account and just use it to flex to your friends that you're an SSL, even though as soon as you hop into a game, we all know that we're going to be able to tell that you're not SSL. By the way, these dribbles on the bots, disgusting, man, unsavable. But we all know that you're not SSL. We all know that as soon as you log into the game, people are going to be able to tell that you're not the skill level that your account shows, right? Second of all, for the people that are just boosting their own personal account, do you really like get any sort of satisfaction or any sort of rewarding feeling from quite literally just cheating and having a bot get you to SSL? That is extremely concerning. The whole point of video games is that there's meant to be a challenge. There's meant to be some sort of reward or some sort of system where there's something that's difficult and then you overcome it through adversity and through training and hard work. And I get that SSL is a very difficult rank to achieve, and a lot of people want to achieve that and don't realistically think they're going to be able to, but maybe that's the point. Personally, the first time I got SSL in Rocket League, I already had 3,000 hours in the game, and that was 5 years ago, right? That was when, or 4 years ago about, but that was when SSL was significantly easier to get, like, overall skill-wise, and it was still difficult to get, man. And now, obviously, it's harder to get, but the fact that people are just using these AI bots to get to SSL is concerning. It's concerning for me as somebody who's just like, what's the point? Like, let's say you download a video game, and it's a story video game, it's a single-player video game, right? Would you use an AI chatbot to just beat the game for you? Would you use an AI chatbot to run through the entire Pokemon game because you can't be bothered to figure out how to accurately train your team and pick the right moveset to beat the gym boss that gives you a lot of trouble? That's wild. At least that's wild to me. That's a weird concept to use AI to cheat in video games. So, anyways, long term of this, now that these bots are actually super, super good, we're going to start to see bots. We already have seen bots, like I talked about in one of my previous videos, that have beat pro players like Moxie, who is probably, I mean, I know Nupo just won the 1v1 World Championship, but Let's say Moxie's #2 in the world. He's the #2 1v1 player in the world, and he still got beaten by the bot. Now, he did end up beating the bot, I think, one time that he played it, but I would still say that the bot could probably trade games with Moxie. The bot's playstyle is not something that's really possible to consistently beat. And especially with plays like this, like, okay, this is not like a human thing. Touching the ball back up the wall there and immediately flicking it out and just perfectly aerialing to get a powerful touch. Maybe I got a little bit careless pushing up there, but that's still a touch that's not human. Humans can't do that. So as these bots continue to get better and better, Epic Games needs to fix this, right? I don't care if it means taking out Bacchus mod. As much as I love Bacchus mod, as much as I use like the free play features and the custom training colors, and a lot of people use the Bacchus mod for custom workshop maps and auto-uploading replays and doing different, like even RLCS uses Bacchus mod for the spectators and like the dolly cam plugins for some of their footage and some of the RLCS stuff, like the RLCS overlays. A lot of those are through Bacchus mod. Now, personally, I say just take it out. Take out Bacchus mod, give RLCS observers the opportunity to have clients that have it on or whatever. Take it out of the game. Bacchus mod is the way that people were able to do DDoSing. Bacchus mod is the way that people were able to bring these bots into the game. And to be honest, if these things don't go away, I have no doubt that the game, and ranked specifically, will slowly die. Right? The more and more bots you get, I mean, I have no doubt that there are 1v1 lobbies, and even probably 2v2 lobbies at this point, that are just full bot lobbies of bots playing against each other. First of all, that's stressing out Epic Games' servers for no reason. Like, that's just literally not real players playing in bot lobbies. Now, I don't know if they can tell that they're not real players in real time while they're in the bot lobby, unless they had any sort of anti-cheat that detected these Bacchus mod plugins. But anyways, like, the game will slowly die the better and better bots get and the more prevalent this cheating issue becomes, because it is a cheating issue. They need to fix this, and they need to fix it soon. I can't really play 1v1s, guys, so I apologize for any sort of lack of 1v1 videos, but I literally can't play the game mode while these bots are still in the game. Every single game I play, I'm playing against a non-real player who, to be honest, I just can't keep up with. There might be one game out of 5 that I can win. There might be a couple of games where I can play really, really well and really consistently and maybe get like some kickoffs that are favorable and stuff like that, but I can't beat this. I can't beat a bot that gets the kickoff with 10 boost and perfectly bumps me every single time. I know a lot of other people in my comment section have probably run into these bots as well. It's tough. It's tough, even for those of you who maybe aren't, you know, close to SSL or close to being the highest rank in the game. I'm sure that you guys ran against these bots, and you probably have even less of a chance of beating the bot than I do. And I've been playing this game for over 9,500 hours. So if that doesn't tell you that this is a big issue, I don't know what will. But anyways, Epic Games, fix this. Rocket League, fix this. If anybody is listening, put out some communication, please. Like, I am like the biggest optimist for Rocket League, but the less and less communication and updates the community receives, the less optimistic I get. I really do think this game is something special. I think it's something that will never be replicated. I don't think there is a single game that can come as close to perfection as Rocket League is. Like, I love watching it. I love the esport. I love playing it. I obviously spent 9,500 hours of my life playing this game. I love everything about it, but the consistent lack of communication, the consistent issues with DDoS and bots, and I know the Epic Games staff, I know that the people at Psyonix are probably overworked and probably don't have a big enough team to be dealing with something like this, but man, we could use some communication. The community could use just somebody saying, hey, you know, we're aware of the issue with bots in ranked right now. We're going to be working on it. We're aware of the DDoS issues. We're working right now to get a patch. You know, please sit tight. We're aware of... Hell, give us a roadmap. Tell us, hey, we're aware of these issues, but we have something big coming for you guys. Or like, hell, if they told us right now, hey guys, you know, we're aware of these bot issues, but We're gonna be moving to Unreal Engine 5 soon, so it doesn't matter. Hell, I would gladly sacrifice 3 months of playing ranked ones, and I would do it with a smile on my face if they told me that it was because Unreal Engine 5 is coming, and they don't have enough resources to be, you know, working on that alongside figuring out bots and DDoS issues. Because at the end of the day, if they have DDoS server protections, but they're not going to be, you know, available in Unreal Engine 5, and Unreal Engine 5 releases in like 6 months or something like that, let's cross our fingers on that one, that's a little optimistic, then yeah, what's the point, right? In the game dev, you know, span of time, 6 months isn't really a lot. Anyways, though, I just kind of wanted to rant and kind of wanted to explain to you guys why I probably won't be making as many 1v1 videos this season until this is fixed. Because it's just ridiculous. The last 6 games in a row I've played in ones have all been not real players. And mind you guys, I am SSL in ones right now. So these bots are clearly getting extremely, extremely high ranked. And it's a huge, huge issue. So anyways, see you guys next time.